Welcome to another episode of Ben and John Do Cars. Today, what are we doing, Ben?
We're looking at your new car.
Mine, well, new to me.
BMW's gone, and what have you got instead?
Got a Fabia VRS. As per the intro, you join us in my Skoda Fabia VRS.
Ooh.
It's 2006 and it is the 1.9 TDI engine. It's the PD130.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
Everybody loves a PD130, don't they?
They do. Reliable, economical, turbocharged motor.
It's a proven engine.
It's not the best diesel engine in the world, but it's by far not the worst. The VRS comes with a 6-speed manual, which is just fantastic. Why did I buy this car? So I bought this car. I didn't technically actually buy this car. Those of you who have seen my old car, the BMW, the E90.
Let's have a moment's silence for the E91 M Sport 320D. That was a nice car.
It was a nice looking car. Drove nice, felt nice. It was a good car. However, those days are gone, Ben.
Yeah.
And I've exchanged my E91 for this.
Yeah.
With my sister.
Yeah.
Because she's having a baby and she needs a big car. You know, and I'm a kind brother. So you're probably thinking, why the hell did I do that? I'll show you in another video, but I've bought another car, a little track toy. So we'll save that for another video.
Yeah, because it's broken.
Because it's broken. Needs a fuel pump.
Bosh!
Bosh! So that'll be up and running soon. We'll be doing a few track days this year. Which
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to. What do you think, Ben?
Well, I'd like to approach this in two different ways. The first way is, remember when this thing first came out and everyone was just like, a diesel hot hatch? Are you mental?
Yeah.
And then it took about 2 years for everyone to be like, oh, actually, yes, diesel can be pretty fast.
Yeah.
No, it's not the fastest kind of way. Even at the time, it wasn't a particularly fast hot hatch. But in 2003, it made waves. But that was a long time ago now. That was 16 years ago now that this came out.
That seems bloody mental.
Yeah. So I want to look at it with my January 2019 fresh eyes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like a good diesel hot hatch. I've owned a couple of diesel, relatively fast diesels in my time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what it's like. I mean, in terms of the interior and stuff, let's just cover that off quickly.
It's bland.
It's pretty boring.
I'm not going to lie. The interior dashboard is very, very understated, very bland. There isn't really much distinguishing this VRS model from the run-of-the-mill 1.4 model. The only thing that really does alert you to it being a VRS is you've got some more sporty dials, which aren't particularly sporty.
No,
You've got this.
They're not horrendously boring.
No, they're not.
They're not specifically exciting either.
Yeah, precisely. You've got this green thing under the Skoda badge. I'll show you, which isn't there on the usual Skodas.
Is it not?
No, so it must be their sporty version.
I think these seats are specific to the VRS, aren't they?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And they're not leather. I don't know if you could option them as leather when it was new. Fuck knows. Who cares? But there's a bit of bolster to them. They're quite comfy. Whoa, talk on tap, mate. Yeah. So the interior. I mean, I've got to be brutally honest. It's pretty dull.
It's not particularly nice, is it?
No, it's. It's as boring as a Mark IV Golf, but it doesn't feel quite as nice quality. So
yeah, put it this way.
Well, the fucking door handle fell off when I got in.
Yeah, so something it does. Put it this way, I've never actually looked at the interior and thought, oh, that's nice. Or I've never looked at it and thought, that is awful. It's one of those ones that just kind of fades into the background without you even noticing it.
You don't notice it, exactly.
Yeah.
I want to talk a bit more about why you bought the car. I mean, we've been through the whole thing with swapping the BMW, but what do you need from a car, and does it fulfil your needs in 2019 as a driver?
So, I mean, one of the major things that attracted me to this car was the fuel economy.
Yep. How is the fuel economy?
It's fantastic. Now, I've owned cars with these sorts of engines in before, specifically this engine, but not in this car, not with a 6-speed box.
No.
So I kind of knew what to expect in terms of economy. But this car, I tell you what, it has gone over and above what I expected for the fuel.
Really?
I do put a bit of perspective on that. My job is driving around people's houses, blah blah blah, and I do a lot of stop-start driving in and around town. I rarely ever go on a long jaunt.
Which is not what diesel's particularly like.
So
around town driving, I mean.
No, I was expecting a lot lower figures. So let's look at the figures. We've just driven 3 miles down the road and we're averaging. That's an average, and we've not been going very quick. We've not been going slow. Stop-starty stuff. we've averaged 49.8.
Man, that is crazy. I mean, in my book, anything that does more than about 45 miles to the gallon is an economical car.
You compare this to a modern car that's specifically branded to be an efficient, eco-friendly car. They do about 60 miles to the gallon. This does 60 miles to the gallon on a usual 13, 14 mile run down a B road.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
From my house to your house, which is through Swindon,
Yeah.
and then down a B road to Highworth, and then through Highworth and down a little B road to yours.
Yeah.
I get 60 miles to the gallon.
Thanks for telling everyone where I live. Yeah.
But, I mean, you put your foot down, I obviously just put my foot down now. There's not really a great deal of power, but there's good torque, especially in the low lep ranges. But even if I'm doing that, I'm still averaging like 45, 50 miles to the gallon.
I mean, that's pretty impressive.
So, the real test is, I haven't reset the trip meter since I bought this car.
Okay.
On number 2 setting, and that tells you the overall mileage since I bought it, which is 2,249 miles.
Right, yeah.
In a couple of months.
Yeah.
And I haven't reset the miles per gallon on that setting, and I've been averaging, here we have it, 47.8 mpgs.
Wow, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
And I do not drive this car slowly.
No.
I obviously drive within the speed limit, but it's foot down pretty much wherever you can, because it's so torquey and it feels cool.
Yeah.
So that's amazing.
I'm pretty cool. I rented a Kia Rio the other day, 68 plate Kia Rio. Only had 100 miles on the clock, and I drove it about 200 odd miles to Wales and back.
Yeah.
And it was a 1.6 petrol. It was not a very nice car. Put a decent powertrain in it, it would have been okay. Like the car itself was alright.
Yeah.
But I think I averaged about 46 miles to the gallon. And that was on a long motorway run there and back.
That's not particularly great.
No, I know, that's what I mean. This is better.
There you go.
There you go.
So I think Skoda were kind of ahead of their time in that sense. Providing you with fuel efficiency and sportiness. I mean, it's not a hot hatch, Ben.
Well,
it's a warm hatch, but back when it was released, if you compare it to its, what was it up against in the market, this is particularly hot.
Yeah, I mean, this wasn't the first diesel hot hatch. I think that was probably the 306D turbo, which wasn't very fast.
But that had a petrol variant.
Yes, this is the first time any car company said, right, fastest, the sporty version we're going to do of a car is going to be the diesel. And everyone was like, what? You're crazy, mate. But every time you hear about a Fabia VRS, you got some plank being like, yeah, mate, hybrid turbo, bigger injectors, mate, it's running 300 brake. And it's like, well,
hang on a minute.
I'm sure that's possible, but they can't all be running 300 brake.
Yeah.
And they don't all map to fucking 200 horsepower, right? So what is a standard Fabia like? And it's all right. It feels quick enough.
It's 130 horsepower, 300 newton meters of torque, which equates to
230-ish pound-feet, I think.
Yeah, which in a little lightweight hatchback isn't that bad at all.
No.
Let's talk about some statistical stuff.
Whoa, I like statistics. What are the power? So 130 horsepower. So let's think. At the time, its contemporaries, I think, were the BMW Mini Cooper.
Yeah.
Which had 125 horsepower, and I've driven a lot of Mini Coopers because I drove them for work for a few years when they were still relatively new, the first gen.
Yeah.
The R52.
Good car.
Good car, great car. Not fast. And from what I've felt in this already, I'm pretty sure one of these would comfortably beat a Mark 1 Mini Cooper.
Yeah, definitely.
In a straight line at least. Handling probably, I think the Mini's probably a bit better.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, the Fiesta ST150 is probably around the same price. That was probably a bit quicker in a straight line and probably slightly better handling. I do like that shape Fiesta, but
didn't have the fuel efficiency.
Nowhere near the fuel efficiency. Big 2 litre.
Not naturally aspirated. Didn't get that turbocharged experience.
Exactly.
So different cars, similar market, but providing you with a completely different experience.
Absolutely. The only other thing, which is a bit out of left field, which is close to my heart, is the ZR diesel.
Yes.
You could option the ZR diesel as 115 horsepower. Most of them were 100, but you could get 115 horsepower from the factory.
Bigger injectors and a remap.
Bigger injectors and a remap. You make
300 brake.
Yeah. So yeah, the ZR TD, great car. I've owned quite a few of those. I've tuned quite a few of those, and but definitely not as fast as this in standard form. And also only came with a 5-speed gearbox, which was really annoying because it was quite loud at motorway speeds and wasn't that economic at motorway speeds. Nowhere near as there. You'd never be able to get 60 miles per gallon out of the ZR.
No. Right. So let's go on to a bit of a faster road and just see
what this baby can do.
what this car...
I do like that torque.
It's got a nice little bit of torque. Where should we go?
I don't know, mate. Wherever you want.
Down the A420?
Oh, yeah, okay.
No?
No, you can do if you want.
So we're on a tasty little B road. There's no one in front of me, no one behind me.
It's an A road. You just said it's the A420.
Oh yeah, sorry. We're on a tasty little A road. We're doing 2,500 revs at 26 miles an hour in second gear. Put my foot down. That's
Whoa.
30, 40. Change gear, 50, and there's 60.
That's pretty quick, to be fair. That feels alright.
It's not bad, is it?
I read earlier some interesting in-gear statistics. Obviously, that's where diesels are so strong, is the in-gear acceleration.
Yeah.
And from, I think, 40 to 60 or something?
This is an impressive stat.
40 to 60, this is quicker than an E46 330i,
Yeah.
which had 100 horsepower more.
Yeah.
And from, I think, 20 to 40 in gear, this is quicker than a Lotus Elise.
Bloody hell.
Wow.
Bloody hell. That is impressive.
That is impressive, isn't it?
So if we cruising along, put it down into fourth gear, there's that low down punch. It doesn't really come alive until you get to about 3.5, and then it seems to give you a bit more.
Mate, this is pretty quick, to be fair.
It's not bad, is it? It's not bad at all. You can see why people like these.
Yeah.
Because you're getting that hot hatch experience, but with a turbocharger, torquey hot hatches.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It is fun.
I mean, the handling, yeah, I reckon in its day, this handled really well. It probably was quite stiff from the factory, rated shocks or springs, whatever. I'm not really sure what it came with, but it doesn't handle that badly now. It's a lot looser than it probably was at one point.
Yeah, well, obviously. How many only miles
It's
it's
got
got?
125,000 miles on it, so you'd expect it to be a lot looser. I think it's still on the original shocks and springs that came out of the factory, not been replaced with OEM or anything, so, you know, it's a bit loose. But it still manages to go around corners quite well, and you get a nice experience, and it's on edge finders.
Really?
So it's got really, really hard compound budget tyres. However, that kind of adds to the experience in a way.
Yeah, just like fucking around?
Yeah, I'm only driving this. I'm not driving this fast.
No, you're not doing any track days or anything. You're not trying to win any street races. Goddamn street racers!
Goddamn street racers! But I mean, when you're driving this slowly, if it had really grippy tyres on, yeah, it'd be good. But because it's a little bit looser and a little bit more slidey, that adds to the fun factor. Now, I'm not advising anybody to go out there and go and put hedge finders on their car because it'd be more fun. Obviously, you got to do it within reason and not take liberties with it. But
you got to embrace the whole, like you say, the whole Bangernomics thing.
Yeah.
Just buy a car, have fun with it. You know, has anything gone wrong since you bought it? I know it's not been that long, but
nothing.
It's cool.
It's got a few dents on it and things like that. I mean, it's that, like you said, that's that Bangernomics thing.
Yeah, just embrace it. It
Embrace
is what it is.
If it blows up on me, then I'll just buy another one.
Yeah.
It's not that. It's not the end of the world.
I'm going to get over. Watch out for the gear up. Hey! It's spacious enough to allow me to climb over. Whoa! Hey, it's been a while since I've driven a performance-focused diesel.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, the seats are really quite comfortable, aren't they?
Yeah, they're nice. They hold you in quite well. That's the other thing. It's not got leather seats, which is like, okay, but that keeps the cost down, and also
don't slide about.
Cloth keeps you in better.
Yeah.
Better. Real world, pulling out of a lay-by. Whoa, mate, she's got some pace.
Not bad, is it?
No, 50.
It's not the quickest
60.
thing.
70. I tell you what, one thing that I like is that with a lot of diesels, especially modern diesels, they really run out of puff at the top end. And
yeah.
This, to be fair, keeps pulling pretty hard to at least 4,000.
It does run out of puff at about 4.2, 4.5.
But
then it's basically on the best climb.
Yeah, that's all you want.
Yeah.
Pulls.
Yeah, it's not bad, is it?
This is not a bad little car. This has got a fair bit of performance for what it is. Fucking hell, we are going quite fast. Sorry.
It does. It's deceivingly quick, isn't it? That is one thing that I find with diesels is you don't really get a good feel for how fast you're going because you don't really get the sound.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't a particularly good sounding engine, and that does kind of let it down a little bit. But I'm nitpicking.
Yeah.
I'm nitpicking.
Let's see what she's like in the corners. Chuck it in here. Whoa, yes!
It's not too bad.
We exited that roundabout with quite the turn of speed.
Absolutely. So it's not the stiffest thing, but it's certainly not loose, is it?
No.
And you do get a bit of lift off oversteer in this car.
Do you?
Yeah.
I wish we had a roundabout.
Which is fantastic fun on roundabouts.
Is it?
Yeah. If there's no one else around, it's nice and greasy. You can get sideways without using the handbrake.
It is what it is.
There you go. Cool.
I like it.
It's alright, isn't it? Okay, so
It is what it is. If you want a relatively fun, cheap to run, cheap to buy, don't really give a shit about it, fun little hot hatch that if you did want to, you could get big power out of if you were that way inclined, Fabia VRS, you could do a lot worse.
certainly worth looking at, isn't it?
I think you got a nice little car here, bro.
Absolutely. It meets the brief of what I want. I want reliability, check.
Yeah.
I want fuel efficiency, check.
Yeah.
I want comfortable driving experience, check.
Yeah.
But I also want a little bit of sportiness there.
Yeah.
This fits the brief.
Yeah.
And it does, and you're not breaking the bank with it. Yeah, granted, it's not the quickest, most attractive looking car. It's rather understated, and it could look better. But I mean, I'm not looking to be flash.
No, clearly.
So there you have it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all the usual stuff. If you've got one of these, or you enjoyed one of these, or you've seen and experienced Fabia VRS, let us know what you thought.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're in line with our thoughts, and that we've satisfied your inner thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, it's 2019, diesel's going out of fashion, but for a cheap, fun little car, Fabia VRS, you can do a lot worse. Yeah!
Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.
Yes.
Peace.
Actually, tell you what, thanks for watching. Click the subscribe button because, as Jonny alluded to earlier, he's just bought a rather exciting little toy,
Yes.
which we'll be doing a video on soon, as soon as it's working.
Yep.
And then you'll be able to see that, and you'll be able to watch our other videos, and then you'll be able to say, hey Ben and John, thanks for the videos, and we'll say thanks for watching, and we'll thank everyone, and everybody's happy, and we'll all be friends forever. Let's do it!
Yes. Woohoo! Yeah, boy. Go, Ben.
There's a car going past.
Fuck you.
Touran!
Touran.
Right, okay.
Today we're stood in a nice
Wait.
green field.
Go for it. Okay. Fucking ages for that to go away. I'll try now.
Welcome to another